Hey everyone, Alice here, and it is our September, I can't believe it's September already, movie night. And we are going to watch three different little scrappy videos today. And we're actually not going to watch all parts of all of them. Some of them are longer. So what we've done is kind of selected this little sampling out of a longer video or two longer videos, and we'll show you these little samplings from the videos, and I think that will be a lot of fun, and it gives us a chance to see something that you might not see unless you had a longer period of time to watch the whole video. So we thought this was a fun thing. We've done like little excerpts before, but today you'll see there's one of the videos. It's rather long, but which is great if you're crafting and you turn on a video and it kind of keeps you company while you're crafting, or you've got a little bit of time to relax and unwind. But if you just want to get to some of like those meat and potatoes details, today we're going to be able to dive into that. Now, I wanted to give you a little announcement as far as movie night for the next 3 months. So tonight or today, October and November, we are going to be featuring videos from our own Scrap Happy community. So that is our goal for the next 3 months. Our members do amazing things, and we want to show you. We want to show you all the great stuff. So what we're going to do this today, we're going to feature 3 people, and then anybody that has been maybe dreaming of doing a video or thinking of doing a video, I am going to highly encourage you to go ahead and share it and create it and share it with us. And if you are concerned about creating a video and you're like, I've always wanted to, but I'm a little worried about it, or I'm scared of just putting it out there, show us first, because we are your safe space. We love you, and we want to give you that safe place to kind of try something new. So if you are going to take on this challenge, let me know so I can see your channel and I can see your stuff. You could always make the videos unlisted so they're not open to the public, but if you send me a link, we can still watch it in the privacy of our Scrap Happy family. So that is another option. And I just think it would be such a great thing to see. Like, we see the layouts during our load challenges. So if you've thought about making it a video, give it a shot. I can put together a quick little tips for video making on our scrapbook, on our Facebook page. So I'm gonna write this down. So video tips. Not that I have all of the answers, I have a few of the answers, but I'm happy to share what I know and what seems to work well for making videos, so that you can take advantage of that. Okay, so first up today, we are actually going to watch a video that I made, and it is not a scrapbook technique video, it is a scrapbook reveal video. So let's go to, let's see here. We are going to share a video, watch a video that I made at the Great Canadian Scrapbook Carnival, and this is the Wild Whisper reveal. It's only about, I think, 6 minutes for this short little peek at the stuff that Wild Whisper creates. Wild Whisper is a Canadian company. They are based out of Calgary, Alberta, and we have said that we are going to be heading to Calgary for our next scrapbook, our next Scrap Happy reunion next summer. So I thought I would like to introduce you to an excellent Calgary company. And so that's what we'll watch right now. Here we go. Oh, okay, let's hit play.
Hi, this is Alice Bull from ScrapbookWonderland.com and the Scrap Happy membership group. I'm at the Great Canadian Scrapbook Carnival with Heather Ulmer from Wild Whisper. Hi, Heather.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good.
Good.
And I'm really excited because I did see a sneak peek on social media about some of the new collection that's coming out, and I would love to take a look.
For sure. Well, thank you. So this is our latest collection that just released. It is called Farmhouse. This is the September collection. It's a full one with paper, scrapbook pocket cards, a stamp set, die cuts, and flair.
I love that little barn. It's so cute.
The barn's one of my favorites, yeah. So that is released, but here at the carnival we also have some unreleased products, so that's pretty exciting.
Sneak
We've
peek.
got the months on the tops of them, so you know, like, this is pretty special.
Right.
So this was released in August. This is our One More Chapter collection.
I think this is absolutely brilliant. That book paper alone is so gorgeous, like so gorgeous.
Glad you like it. It's a really fun one. It's great for back to school or documenting any book-related things, whether you're a book lover, a big reader.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, heading around this way.
So here, more unreleased stuff. This has never been seen before the show.
Yay!
So this is October's release, which is Christmas Comfort. Gonna be great for my December daily. I'm excited for that. So again, it's a full collection with the paper, the pocket cards, the stamp, the die cuts or ephemera, and the flair. And it also has another mini stamp as well, which we've got on for promotion here at the show. If you spend $50, you get the little Jeep stamp for free.
Cool.
So that's pretty fun.
Hauling home the Christmas tree. We do that every year.
Yes, us too. Love it. And then up here is Palm Paradise. So this is a mini collection that comes out in November. Great for those winter travels that you need to document or anything else you've been on prior. I mean, it's always a good time to document vacation, right? So it's very tropical and it's got the flair that match, and we've placed some sequins here with it because they're just fun and colorful. This is something also very exciting here at the show, is our brand new line of embossing powders. So we worked with Emerald Creek to produce these, and we are so happy with them. We've got Rugged Red, Pineapple Paradise, Pine Dreams, which actually smells like pine.
Oh my gosh, let me smell
It's so
this.
great.
That smells like Christmas in a jar.
Christmas in a jar, that's exactly what we've been calling it. Yep, so that's Pine Dreams, like pipe dreams, right? This is Blue Island Slush, which actually puffs up to have kind of a slushy drink texture.
I love that.
Yep.
That's so cool.
And then this is Wispy Wool, so it's got some flocking and it's kind of fuzzy, and you can ink that up to any color you like. Those are just super fun. We love them all. They're going to be fun.
That is so great.
They're selling quick. So then around the corner is our last bit of sneaks. So we have our December collection is called Back to Basics, which is cardstock colors. And these colors coordinate perfectly with colors from our collections. And we've got our capital letters stamp set. We are unfortunately just sold out of our brush script set, which is
That must mean that they're kind of awesome.
they're really hot right now. So this is the set that I've been using to do the demos, and it is just so fun. It's really easy to line them up. You just stamp one and then connect its tail to the next stamp as you go.
Cool.
Super easy to do, doesn't take a lot of skill.
Well, hand lettering is really popular,
Yes.
but it is not the easiest thing to master. So
That's
having
right.
a set like that is
This
perfect.
makes hand lettering doable for everyone, and it's pretty fun. I've been doing it as titles on my scrapbook pages. It's great on cards, lots of stuff. And then this is our past holiday collection, which has just been a hit because, of course, Christmas is coming up again.
Yes, and look at those little reindeer antlers.
I know, I love those, and they coordinate with the paper in this pack. Yeah, it's a good one. And then on the front, if you like,
Yeah.
we've got our Lake Life collection. So this was the big hit for the summer, and it's still selling really fast. So it's all about being at the lake, being outdoors. It's super fun. Get it first, it says, because it's still new and hot. the stamp set unfortunately is sold out for that one too already. Here are some really cute samples. So this ocean hair layout uses both of the stamp sets. So it's got the ocean in the brush script and then hair is in the capital letters. So they mix and match really well, and it's just fun to use on any of your pages.
Thank you so much, Heather, for showing me the cool new things that are coming out for the fall and winter from Wild Whisper. If people are looking for your products, where do they go?
So you can find us online at wildwhisperdesigns.com, and we ship worldwide. We've got some shipping deals, so go check it out. We are also in many of the local stores, so we do that as well. And check out your local store. Tell them to get us in there if you don't have it.
Awesome. This is Alice Bull with Heather Ulmer from Wild Whisper Designs at the Great Canadian Scrapbook Carnival. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're back. Okay, so Natalie says, I love how Heather's wearing the stereotypical Canuck dinner jacket. Yeah, her plaid was so cute. And it's like writing a textbook. The image flash explosion was pure genius. Way to go, Jonas. Yeah, so in between like all the little crispy things, yeah, that's super fun. And then ooh, the outfit kits are such a weakness of mine, so pretty. And they have a style that is totally their own. It's really fun. You can see their style from kit to kit. Had a few different things, and I have to say they hooked us up for our load prizes, so we are super lucky. Do you guys want a sneak peek of what's going to be in our load? Yeah. So one lucky winner is going to get a kit, kind of like everything. Yeah, that's everything. I have some shopping. I did a little shopping too. Yes, I did get the little Jeep with the Christmas tree on top for free. Not for, yeah, it's for free because I did my shopping. But they also hooked me up with a prize for load. So I don't know if you noticed in the background of that ocean hair layout, which, oh my gosh, that photo alone, right? That was amazing. But that was featuring some of their paper called Wild Whimsy. There's some mermaid paper, and then just some other really fun, funky papers in here. So those are all, get the whole paper pack. Now this is, ooh, let's be mermaids. Well, that's perfect because there will also be a stamp set. The coordinating sequins, they source their sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and they're gorgeous. You guys, if you've seen any of my scrapbook lives, you've probably seen me playing with sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. They also have 4x6 cards, and there's some 3x4 cards as well. So, oh, I know, so stunning. And so the cards, there is also a, nope, that is mine. That's mine. This is my shopping. So that is what we have. I took a picture. Yeah, so gift pack for load. So it's going to be really fun. And yes, when I was shopping, I happened to have bought myself the mermaid stuff, and I got some of the flair to go with those books and stuff. And I got paper for the books. I got, okay, I got a few things. And then I actually got some of their embossing powder, so I'm going to play with these really soon. I got their Pineapple, Paradise, and the Blue Island slush, so I'm looking forward to playing with that. But like, there's actual sparkle in the embossing powder. And this one, the blue one, is the one that they said pops up, so I thought that'd be fun. So while I was there, I also visited the booth from Emerald Creek, and that's the company that makes the embossing powders that they have. And their big new release was a new embossing powder. It is this lovely brown one. And when you smell it, it smells like maple syrup. It's called Canadian maple, and it smells like maple syrup. It's so cool. And when it melts, like when you melt the embossing powder, it's kind of translucent so that you still can like see it looks runny and shiny, just like syrup. So yeah, that was yeah, they're Canadian maple from Emerald Creek. So there's a couple of the things that I saw, and I thought it was fun to go to this event and kind of see some of the behind the scenes. Natalie says, I foresee some pancake flapjack pages in your future. I know, I can make them very Canadian now. Some very, but honestly, even with, you know, you wouldn't have to be Canadian to enjoy the maple syrup. I think like the brown, just with the way it is, it's beautiful. But the fun thing is, if you use it on a card or you use it on your layout, even after you heat it and it's like done, it maintains the smell, so then you can still continue to smell it. Really fun. And that whole event is hosted by Creative Scrapbooker magazine. So this magazine is a quarterly magazine that they're not cheap to buy. Like I think that these ones sell for like $12.99 or something. So, but you can see how thick they are. Like they are like actual thick, like a book. And I have to say, like, their price is rather high because they're not just filled with ads. Like there's some ads, but you actually have to look for the ads, not look for the layouts. So you get way more content in these than you do just the advertising. So we will have a couple of magazines to give away to somebody during our load challenge as well. I'm giving away all the sneak peeks. Jeez. Next up, we are going to watch a video with from Janet with RTS Scrapbooking, our very own Janet Madison from our Facebook group. Janet makes a lot of videos, guys. She is so productive. So if you need a hit of inspiration, go and check out RTS Scrapbooking. It's so fun. And she shares all kinds of layouts and ideas and techniques, and that's exactly what we'll show you right now. She did this video. It's called Learning Visual Triangles Clusters 101. So we're going to watch a piece of this. Now, it is a very long video. We're going to watch about 7 minutes of it. And this is after she has explained visual triangles, and she's created a page with visual triangles, and she's shown all kinds of great things with that. Now we're going to go and watch her show off a few different layouts, and then she moves on to some more. So you'll have to watch the whole thing to kind of get everything, but we'll have this little sneak peek. Vicky says, I love her videos. So that's what we're going to watch right now. So we'll watch the Janet videos. Share computer sound. Oh, let's see, Wild Whisper, that's not the right one. There we go, this is the one we want.
Layout examples with different types of clusters. Okay, so hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so now let's show some layouts with clusters, and oh my, yes, let's just keep the talk going. Okay, now when I show this pile here, I'm just going to show some simple ways of doing some clusters, and we're going to build as we go. I also have some 2-page examples to show how to do some clusters, and what if you don't even want to do a cluster? Yes, that's a possibility too. Okay, so when we have this page here, this is a very simple page, but can you see where my visual triangle is? Okay, here, here, and here. And so then some would say, well, what's that right there? Okay, well, look here. That cluster is within my visual triangle. Yes, that's how you want to do it. Because in this photo, okay? I had some dead space, okay? I just wanted to emphasize my mood and feel even more. I wanted to get a couple in there. Yes, so again, there's a visual triangle. Now, I will not be pulling these out on every page, okay? But we have to show examples. So again, there's my triangle, okay? Now, if you look, my clusters, they're not really hardly anything on this page. What do I got? A couple wood veneer and a flare. What do I have? I have a die cut, a date, and a word sticker. Here, I have my journaling encompassed in my cluster with an arrow and a little heart and a word sticker. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now, what do we have here? We have clusters here. Now, in this example, I have my journaling as part of one cluster. Lord, that card was flying. Wow. And then over here, I have my title, part of this cluster, and then I just have some fun elements up here. So I have some clouds, okay? Then down here in this cluster, I have my journaling encompassed. Over here in this cluster, I have my title. So again, there's my visual triangle, okay? Let's go to the next one. Ooh, pretty fall colors. We're coming up on that time. Yes. Okay, so what do we have? Now, if you look at my visual triangle, I'm not going to break out those paper strips, but you see where it is. Here, here, and here. Okay, so there's my visual triangle. Okay, now in this visual triangle with my title, look what I used as my base. It's a doily. Yes, and then I use product to emphasize my mood and feel. Okay, there's a pie, there's an apple, there's a bread, there's craft. I always love using craft when I'm talking about anything about home. And then again, I used felt and a bread and some stickers. And then over here on my journaling block where I used an actual index card, I emphasized it again. Okay, so there we go. We have our visual triangle. Absolutely. Okay, again, let's look at the visual triangle here. I'm gonna give you a minute. Can you figure it out? Bing, bang, boom. And then we just keep rinse and repeat. Okay, so over here I have my title and my journaling in this cluster. I have my subtitle in this cluster, and I just have some fun stuff in this cluster. Okay, again, and I'll have some pictures at the end if you want to see some of these close up. Okay, again, now you can absolutely see where these clusters are. Boom, boom, bump. Again, this cluster has my title connected, and also here was my journaling. Now, what did I use for a cluster base here? I used a honkin' die cut, and then over top of that I used a frame. Okay, and then same here, I used a label, and here I used a die cut flower. Oh, and then look at that, there's a doily to connect, because this right here, that's all one cluster. Look how big that cluster is. Whew. Now there's my title and my journaling and a cluster. So this is my 75. There's my 50. There's my 25. Okay, let's keep on going. Yes. Okay, now this design is what we call band design, and I'll be talking about that when we talk about go-to designs, which that video will be coming up in a few weeks. And so up here I have a cluster, here a cluster, there a cluster, everywhere a cluster. No. Okay, right here is my visual triangle. And then you say, well, what's this right here? Okay, that is just an add-on. And don't be afraid that you don't have to always use 3 clusters. No, if you can bring forth your visual triangle in a quick manner, okay, because some of this right here in the middle, that's all going to be connected, okay? But do you have to use 3? No, you don't. You can do whatever you like to do, okay? But up here I have my title and my cluster, and then come down here, this is just a small 25, and over here I have my 50. And what did I use for a base? I used a die cut shape. Up here I used a doily, and here I used a piece of paper with a sticker over top of it. Yes, I can see my hands are shaking today. I apologize for that. You know, so some days I just can't help that. So let's talk about this one. It feels like an Arby's night. Yes, it does. Okay, so up here, you know, I have on. Let me just show this for a minute. You see what I have in my photo. What is that? That is the restaurant or fast food Arby's. And guess what I did? I used the word Arby's within the photo within my title. It feels like an Arby's night. I love when you can do that. It doesn't always happen, but when you can, if you've taken a picture of something that has a sign, see if you can encompass that in your actual title. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so here's my visual triangle. Okay, now I'll be stretching it here. I'll be stretching it. But can you see? Yeah, I'm stretching it there. Okay, but that's a visual triangle. Well, nah, maybe not. I would say that's more of a diagonal design. Okay, and I'll talk about that more in just a minute. Okay, but yeah, that would be stretching it. So that's more of a diagonal design. But can you see what I have in my clusters? I started with a die cut, and then I put a die cut on foam. I used circles, enamel dots, and flare, and again, label stickers and die cuts. And if you want dimension on your page and you just have flat items, foam tape is the way to go. Absolutely. Okay, so the next category we're going to talk about is when you're doing clusters with your title and journaling.
Okay, so that's only a small piece of that video. It's a much, much longer video, but I really wanted to show just that one piece because you can see how much stuff she's getting into in each of the videos, and it's just taking you all over the place. She's super entertaining, like bing, bang, boom. I was just cracking up. So I absolutely love that, and I encourage you to check out her video at RTS Scrapbooking. I will definitely share her YouTube channel link. I will also on the replay make sure I share I'll embed the full video so that you can watch the full video. I can share it on our Facebook as well. So I'll put it in both places, on the replay page, and it will be on the Facebook. I'll just write that down. Share videos on. Okay. And for our final video, some of the things that she talked about, let's go over that first. We actually are forgetting to talk about because I'm so excited to let's look at this and let's look at this. So some of the things that she talked about, I really liked the way she was talking about seeing the clusters and the visual triangles. She was kind of getting into some of the stuff where her clusters were different sizes. So she was talking about this being the 75, this being the 50, and this being the 25. So based on the size and weight of her clusters, how she showed how some of the clusters were right at the top edge of the paper, some were kind of more nestled in by the photos. She also had clusters where her title and her journaling was included in with those clusters. And I just thought it was a really great way to kind of think about some of the actual mechanics of putting a page together, because that can be really tricky. And she's the first person to say that she uses sketches and she uses all kinds of stuff to help her, but those kind of tips let you kind of step away from sketches or kind of delve into doing your own thing. And when you have that knowledge, it makes it really fun to kind of go off and be able to do your own thing. Natalie says, it very much reminded me of my learnings from Debbie Hodges' old lessons in Get It Scrapped. She even uses the same terminology, like a band design, 75, 50, 25. It's very comprehensive and logical. So I've been doing little sneak peeks all day, and during our happy hour, I will be announcing that we have a new monthly event. I'm not going to tell you about it yet, but it's going to be a monthly live event, and it's going to involve a little bit of educational component. Okay, am I giving away too much? Probably, but I really wanted to, my schedule's a little bit more flexible and a little bit more free now, and I think that it's going to be fun to bring something else to our Scrap Happy members. Over the years, we've kind of lost some things, we're adding new things, and this, I think, will be something exciting for us to add to our repertoire of Scrap Happy activities. Natalie says, ooh, my interest is piqued. I can't wait to hear about it during happy hour. Yeah, so happy hour. I have it on my schedule here, is next Tuesday, the 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be our happy hour. So we're trying an evening. We haven't actually had an evening session for a while, and I thought that might be good for some of our gals, and it works with some of our gals from around the world. It's good to mix things up a bit. Let's see. Okay, our next video is also, well, it's our last video. It's from one of our Scrap Happy members as well, Allison Day. And Allison, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of our birthday cards are created by Allison. Allison is amazing with cards. She sends them to me frequently. If you're ever like, hey, I made a birthday card, take a picture of it, send it to me, and I would love that. And we can use that to celebrate our Scrap Happy birthdays. You also may have noticed that I have a helper, DK. Deetra is my new Scrap Happy assistant, and she's helping me get things done and posting up birthday announcements in our group. We've decided we're going to post birthday announcements once a week. That way you can get recognized for your birthday week, and it kind of keeps our group a little bit more streamlined so that we can have some more scrapbooking stuff. So anytime you make a page, if you make a card, if you're doing something crafty, we want to see it. Share it in our Facebook group. So share, share, share. We want to see your crafty stuff. Oh, I absolutely love that idea. Yeah, so Deetra's helping me out. She's doing the birthday announcements. You'll see those in there. And we also will have, yeah, so I'm working on some challenge stuff. I don't have that all kind of pulled together yet, but we're going to work on some challenge stuff. Yeah, so it's good things. So you'll see Deetra in there. Her Facebook name is DK, like DEEKAY, DK. Yeah. Oh, we also have a new support email. So looking for Scrap Happy support. It's always been alice@alicebowl.com, which is awesome. You can still send to there, but we're going to be transitioning over to support@scraphappy.org. Now, don't forget we are .org, not .com. Support@scraphappy.org is going to be our new support email. I will have that heading out to people soon so that we can get on board with that. And I think that that'll be nice to be able to have an email that's like, okay, and I have a Scrap Happy issue, send it right to that, and we can definitely deal with that. So support@scraphappy.org. Okay, we're gonna watch our last video. For the first part of Allison's video, this is a back to school video, so it's very appropriately timed with kids heading back to school. For this video, she shows off her kit for the first part of it. So we're actually gonna skip that part so that we can fit within our time limit here today. But if you want to see it, like I said, the whole video will be on our replay page, or I will share the video on our Facebook group as well. And so we are going to watch Allison, and she's going to put together a layout for her daughter's grade 3 photo. You know those back to school photos that they always do of the kids, like their school photos? Sometimes they can be hard to scrap, but she has a super fun idea for that. Oh, of course, I didn't close that.
So, okay, that's where we're starting. So one of Chamel's suggestions as a starting place for this particular set of supplies is actually the very first pattern paper that we picked out, which for me was this alphabet paper. And her reasoning was sometimes, you know, she'll pull a color scheme together from one particular piece of paper, but then not actually use that piece of paper. So I decided to just go along with what she was suggesting and start with this giant alphabet. And it does work for school pictures, so that's good. So I have chosen one of the 5x7 prints, as well as a couple of sort of wallet sizes that they have a slightly different pose, so they sort of work well together. And then my daughter's name is Christine, so I really want to keep that letter C visible that's in the top left of the paper. But because the paper is so busy, we need a couple of mats behind the photo. So I've gone with yellow first. I think that really plays off well against the blue background in the photo. And then a slightly larger mat of the pink. And that just gives a nice soft element, pulls out all the pink, and you know, my girls love pink, so there you go. And the two pictures need a mat as well, and I'm going to try and bring in those colored pencils in some way, shape, or form, but I can't just put the pictures on top of them, so I mat them with the same yellow that I used for the larger photo, but I'm not matting them straight onto the paper. They're overlapped and just slightly crooked. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get those pencils on without it being this giant block of black, basically. And I eventually decide to use the pencils horizontally instead of vertically, and then have it cut in such a way that I have one full pencil above and one below the pictures. So now I'm ready to glue my major pieces down, and I accidentally stuck down that pencil bit a bit too high when I do eventually stick it to the paper. I sort of forgot where I had placed it, I guess. But the adhesive I use doesn't really allow me to pull it up again. And that's where I discovered it, because I was trying to line up that big, so that the big letter C was still showing, but you could still see the pencils. Anyways, we just got to roll with these kind of mistakes, right? But I don't think the placement's too horrible. And now I am working on my embellishment. So I'm starting with that cut apart paper that I pulled out, and I'm choosing some of the circles for their color and their sayings. And I've decided to pull some of the sort of turquoisey blue, some yellow, and then a couple of the light pink patterns. They don't have words on them, I just chose them for the patterns. And I could fussy cut these, but to be honest, my fussy cutting when it comes to circles really sucks. So I would way rather use my dies to get a proper circle. So I just pull up my Big Shot, and using my nested dies, find one that fits the circles and cut them all out that way. And I will save you watching me cut out however many circles that was. So now I'm just figuring out some placements. A couple of them are only half circles, and that was on purpose so that I could tuck them in beside the element. And then that one on the top left, the yellow, is going to be right against the edge of the paper. And then that way it relates to how the pencils have been placed, which is right against the edge of the page. And I'm going through all the different embellishments that I've pulled out to see which ones I want to add, and the pink paisley ones come on that clear acetate backing, so I've just cut them out with the backing in place still, and they are placed on the page approximately where I want them, but not glued down. And now I'm working on title, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it, and I realize that paper is so busy that there's not really a good place to place it on there, and I don't really want to add another bit of paper, but there's a lot of empty space in the photograph, and I know that I have plenty of these photographs, and in fact I have the digital download so I can print off as many as I want, so I'm not worried about covering up a tiny corner of the photo. So I'm using the yellow letter stickers from the Snap collection, and then I wanted a different size, shape, color for the 3, and so I had gone into my stash and pulled out that big one. It's actually fabric, so that's why it took me a little time to get it in place. It's a little bit finicky. And then I had put it on the plastic wrapper just to see if I wanted it aligned, sort of centered under the word grade, or aligned to the left, and I decided to center it. And now I'm just gluing all my circles in place, and the chipboard embellishments as well. And I'm looking for more embellishments, but I also realized that I need to add some journaling. Oh, first I'm going to add the date. That's right, because even though I know the date right now, 10 years from now I will probably have forgotten. So I have the matching number set to these letter stickers, and I want to put 2017/18 as my date, but there's no slashes. So I take a Z and just trim it to make it a slash. So now I'm getting my journaling card in place, and on the back of that pattern paper with all the eyeglasses is a whole lot of colored squares of sort of library cards, basically. So I cut out the light blue one, and it is slightly too tall as is, so I cut off the top where it makes it like a library card. So now it just looks like lined paper. And I start to fill in my journaling, and I add her age and her teacher's name, although one of her teachers has a kind of odd name, so I'm not totally sure how to spell it. I need to look it up. So I just leave that blank, and then I want her to add in her journaling, not in her handwriting. I'll write it in, but I need to ask her the questions, so I put in favorite subject and then BFFs, and then leave the rest of it blank so she can fill it in later. And now it's just a matter of doing all the final embellishments. So I go to that puffy sticker sheet and I pull out a couple of things. That little tab, I can't remember what it says. And then I had a little plus sign that I was moving around, and it didn't make it on the layout at that point, but it does eventually make it onto the layout, and you'll see that in the close-ups at the end. And then I'm going through the True Story sticker book here, and there are several sort of strips at the back that have multicolored, they're like multicolored strips, and some of them are in the colors that work. So this one's got the teal and the yellow and a bit of sort of black and white. And I end up cutting it in half so that I can use it in two different sections, two different areas, sorry. And I took one of the words that said special, I believe, and put that on pop dots. The other word banners were in silver foil, and I didn't want to add silver to this, so I left those alone. And now I'm just adding, yeah, I had to rip everything up to add that other strip underneath it. And then this one gives me a little bit of trouble. I'm trying to find a placement for it, and I just can't. Eventually I put it back in the book because I just can't find a proper home for it. And then this one was half of a banner that was still in the book. So I popped up the end of it and then glued the torn end underneath the photo and then flat to the page so that you couldn't tell that it was torn out. And so then I gave up on that last strip and put it back in the sticker book. Now I'm going back to the pink paisley chipboard, and I'm adding a couple more pieces. I feel like this area above the little photos needs a little bit more. And there are these 3 chipboard buttons. One is teal, one is pink, and one is black and white. So I think they can work on my page. And I grabbed some hot pink sort of floss kind of. It's not really twine or thread or anything like that. It's hard to describe. And I just thread it through and tie some bows and add those into 3 different places. And as a final touch, I need something that is a little bit shiny. So I find some light blue gems in my stash, and I sprinkle those around, and that is where I'm going to call it done. Obviously the layout's not completely finished because my journaling is not finished, but I will talk to my daughter as soon as I see her and get her to fill that in for me. So here's some close-ups of the finished layout. It's fun and colorful, just like her. There's a reason that I have pulled out so much of the yellow, besides that the letter C is in yellow. She has always been like a little ray of sunshine to us, and so I always try to use yellow when I'm scrapbooking about her. So it just seemed to be appropriate here to have so much yellow. Alright guys, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying this class so far, even though I'm only one day in. And I will come back and keep doing this for all the rest of the layouts. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're back. Okay, so Natalie says, I've never seen anyone use their die cutting machine in order to assist them with fussy cutting before. I guess it only worked for some shapes. Anyone else already doing that as a fast tracking tip? Alice, do you do that? I know you just love fussy cutting. Ooh, she's calling me out. It's awesome. I haven't really done that, no, but I definitely use my dies with like little fussy stamps when I have them. So like the little Lawn Fawn sets, I use like the little things. If I can avoid fussy cutting things, I pretty much always choose that option to avoid fussy cutting. You know, it's the other F word. So that's kind of fun. And I just think like watching her put those embellishment clusters together was so great. And I love the choices that really brought like the school into the page, right? She's got like the letter paper, and she's got like the fancy crayons, but then the other pieces were more pieces that brought out her daughter's personality. And so she was able to capture the back to school and the personality and bring that all together on the page. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's just wonderful. Sue says she uses her circle punches for fussy cutting whenever possible. That's awesome. And yeah, like you saw, she did like a rough cut around and then actually did the cut with the die, and she showed that right there. It was so nice to see it right there on camera, because it's like you see how easy it can be. I used to keep my die cut machine over in the corner of my room, so it was like nowhere near where I'm working. And I'll confess, I've actually had it like right here on the floor beside me for a little while, and I'm using it way more because it's right here. So just, you know, one thing for convenience sake, like if you want to do something like that, make the tool available. That's my biggest recommendation for that. So I thought that was really fun. Yeah. Anything else that I needed to draw out? And I just, yeah, like watching her build the layers, like doing the layers and then adding those pieces and then adding these pieces and finishing with this. I don't know, that's just mesmerizing to me, because I think that I'm scrapbooking like that, but you know, when I see somebody showing me, it's like, oh, that just makes perfect sense when you do it. So I love that. Yeah, so that is my that is our September movie night. But here's my challenge to you. If you have ever considered creating a video about any scrappy, crafty topic, and you want to give that give it a shot, or you just needed that little bit of a nudge, like, come on, somebody just needs to like kick my butt a little bit and I want to do it, we would love to watch your video. You can either make it public on YouTube, send me the link for that, or make it unlisted, share it on YouTube, give me the private link, so it has to be unlisted, not private, as your YouTube upload. And if you give me the link, we can watch it together as a Scrap Happy family, and it's still like in our little safe confines of our group. Give us a chance to give you some props and to say like what a good job you've done. We really would love to see it, and I think that I think we have a few people that are doing videos. Also, if you have a YouTube channel that I don't know about already, hook me up. We're going to spend the next 3 months, like September, October, and November, are going to be dedicated to our Scrap Happy Sisters for our movie nights. So I think that's going to be really fun, and we want to see your stuff. So yeah, we're hopefully we'll get somebody new that's like new at this and they're like, I'm not so sure. What I will do is I will post some of my best video making tips in our Facebook group. So if you're like, okay, well, how about that? Go ahead, ask questions, and I can, like I said, I'll post up some of my tips for that. Okay, let's go over a couple of the review things. Our Load Challenge Broadway Rhythm is coming up. October 1st is our first day. So excited. If you had volunteered to be one of our featured designers, the prompts have gone out. And if you have not received your prompt, they were sent out by email. Please check your email. And if you didn't receive your prompt, then get a hold of me, because then I will make sure that you get it. We'll make sure that I sent it to the right email. We'll make sure I sent it to the right person. All of those good things. And if you receive that email, one of the first directions on the thing says, when you receive this, reply, got it. And that way I know that you've actually received it. So if you've sent me your got it replies already, thumbs up to you, because it allows me to check something off, because I know that you're on the job. The prompts, I have been reading through them because I'm completely in the dark. I didn't know anything about this. And Sue Carey took this and ran with this, and oh my God, guys, it's amazing. It's so amazing. I am so excited, and it is going to be a great month of scrapbooking. So really, really looking forward to this. Asusha, she's blushing. Well, you did a great job. It's like, oh, very exciting. If you're doing feature pages, our request is to have the pages back to me by September 24th, and the email has directions for sending them either back by email or on Dropbox. And either way is fine, as long as I get them so I can get them added to the daily posts. For October, we don't have daily videos. We have daily blog posts, so we'll be watching for that. And there will be daily emails that go out, so that it's like, oh yeah, go check your post. Go check your post. So that is also happening. I mentioned that we have a new support email. So if you are having problems accessing your Scrap Happy stuff, you can now send to our support@scraphappy.org email, and I will start sharing that with you online as well. And in our Facebook group and online, I have Deetra giving me a hand. So she is DK on our group, and so you'll see posts by her every once in a while, and she'll be sharing our birthday announcements once a week. Have I forgot something? Okay, our coming up events. Let's just go through this. So very exciting. On the 18th is our happy hour, and that is at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then I will be off to the Great Canadian Scrapbook Carnival in Calgary. Yes, I just went to the one in Edmonton, but I was told that the Calgary one is completely different. So I will be going off to the one in Calgary, sharing some more videos from there. And when I come back, I will be doing Scrapbook Live on Sunday, this time, Sunday the 23rd at 12 p.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And that will be with my Wild Hair kits. And there will be a draw for a kit from Wild Hair Kit. So if you're joining me for that, that would be great. I need you to save the date. Oh, I didn't write it in here. Save the date. We have a save the date for the 25th, and I don't have that date in here. Let me double check this. on the 25th, we are going to have our new monthly feature. Do I have it in my messenger? How can I find this date? I don't have it written on here. So Tuesday, the 25th, at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's when it is. So the 25th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. Save the date because that is going to be the debut of our new feature, which we will learn more about at happy hour. And I will give you some more sneak peeks about that. And then finally, if you'd like to join me for my planning session, it is the fall start again of the Plan Your Best Year sessions. And that is going to be on Wednesday, the 26th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, got lots of stuff going on. Sue says, get your Broadway playlist ready so you can listen and scrap. Oh my gosh. And I have to say, there was like some Broadway things that I wasn't familiar with. So now I'm like super curious and I'm looking for little sneaks online. So lots of fun stuff. And oh my gosh, so much goodness. So that is where we are for this month. Thank you so much for joining me for our movie night today. Hopefully there was something there that inspired you and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get crafting. Or maybe you were crafting while we were doing this. That's even better. Yeah, that's all. So I'm going to sign off and say I will see you at our happy hour on Tuesday. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm going to say bye. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you so much for being here today. Loved it.